You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode. Well, come on down to Christmas Town.
Come on down to Christmas Town where you can get yourself
You can get
2
yourself,
cigarettes.
you can get yourself a picture with an elf.
You want to take a picture with Santa Claus? Well, guess what you can at Christmas Town. Come on down and get yourself a picture with Santa Claus, and
Santa Clausy.
he might give you a candy cane.
Episode 39 of the It Takes All Kinds podcast
Is right now.
with me, Carson Rolfe, one of your hosts, and
Gavin McRaven. That's me.
who's your other host?
I am your other one.
He's the other one, and I'm one of them.
He's the first, I'm the second.
Well, they've said that on the Wikipedia, but I don't know if I really agree with that.
Yeah, me neither. Not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of really anything. Episode 39. We are recording this on the second to last day of November 29th, Monday, November 29th. You were hearing this on Friday, December 3rd. What? You know what that means, folks. Time to put the turkey away and pull out the tree, huh? If you haven't already, but I have.
I think Carson, you did that last week. Before Thanksgiving, actually. You gonna play it?
That was me breaking some more.
Oh, the weather outside is
I
frightful.
got something better.
Oh, the weather. You're right. That is better.
December 3rd, almost said 23rd. December 3rd is
What's
the
December
first
23rd?
episode. I'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
December 3rd is the first episode. It's our first episode of Christmas.
Ever.
It's our first episode we've ever recorded, if you can tell. It's the first Christmas episode. Oh,
Sartorius, Cubist, precision, polyrange balances.
Jacob Sartorius.
Uh-huh.
Be our first Christmas episode where we talk about things of Christmas nature. And we go into I think there's, what did I say, 4 episodes in the Christmas episode
Yes.
series? 3 or 4? Hold on.
So.
I got to figure this out.
How many
1,
days are in Christmas?
2, 3, 4. Our 4th episode will go up on Christmas Eve.
Wow. And then you have to work Christmas Eve.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Don't have to work Christmas
I thought
though.
people didn't take pills on Christmas Eve. I thought that was like a no pill day.
Well, I mean, Chevy knows about that stuff.
They do. I think Chevy canceled their ads.
Oh
for
yeah.
this.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
They might have. I don't know. We might have a few stragglers. What are you looking at?
Fuck our Let's Dance shirt. I
Hey,
didn't
you
realize
like
that
it?
was up there.
You know the band Madness?
Yeah.
That's one of their shirts.
Our house
Is
in the middle of the street. Our house. Sunday best.
House.
I
I bought a boat and a house. Yep, it's the Christmas season, folks. If you haven't already been,
You better have gotten your Christmas shopping done already, because that damn supply chain.
Listen, guys, you are going to be royally fucked if you haven't bought your presents yet. And Gavin, I'm looking at you. If you have not bought me a present yet, you are royally fucked, my friend.
Why do you think I haven't bought you a gift?
Well, let's see. Have you forgotten about anything else recently? About those music suggestions?
Oh yeah.
Did you get those posted?
No, I didn't.
Ah, interesting.
I didn't. Please don't hurt me.
I didn't. Well, I got news for you, Gavin. I haven't bought your present yet either.
Oh, okay, good.
But I think
I
I,
mean, I
have
have.
part of it figured out. I think I'm going to get you 2 things. I know one of them. I don't know the other one. But I figured out one of them today. Oh, but I didn't buy it.
It's gonna take a lot to impress Carson, so I have to buy like
That's
a
true.
$1,000 thing.
You got to buy me a car,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. I'll call you Mr. Beast if you want me to.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Only if you want me to.
I don't want to.
Do you want to be called Mr. Beast? Is there a Mrs. Beast, Mr. Beast?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, interesting. I thought there might have been.
Mm-hmm.
Gavin, what's your favorite Christmas memory?
My favorite Christmas memory is probably whenever I was like, oh, let me go see if Santa Claus is there. And my
It's
mom,
where? Oh,
my mom
downstairs.
was making cookies, and my dad was putting together the presents.
Oh, really? Was
Yeah.
that when you found out that Santa wasn't real?
I reasoned myself into thinking that, I think he left the presents there for my parents to do it.
He threw them down and they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Ah,
fuck. We got to set them all up now?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then I realized that what we got was exactly what we asked for. So,
Well, Santa's a good listener.
yeah.
I used to cut out images from the Toys R Us catalog and put them on a piece of paper. And then on St. Nicholas Day, which is a German tradition, do you practice that?
No.
Well, it's a tradition. It's actually coming up soon, so I can talk about
Tradition.
Turducken. It's actually, so it's a German tradition where, so typically in how it's practiced in Germany is,
You put your shoes out.
yes,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Did
No,
you
I
know that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you were in German class.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put your shoes outside on the front
St.
door.
Nicholas Day.
St. Nikolaus, eh? The Hermandation. And
Tag.
he...
It's Tag. That's
Guten
day.
Tag.
Yeah.
Saint
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 Nicholas.
Tag.
Nicholas Tag.
Careful. You put your shoes out and he puts
You
chocolate
put your
in
shit
here.
out.
You put your shit out. You put your stinky ass. You put your stinky piggy holders
Uh-huh.
out, and he puts chocolates and toys
In between your little piggies.
in between each of your piggies. And if you're a bad boy or girl,
You get
Krampus
taken.
comes
Yeah.
and he comes in and beats you with a switch. So,
Or eats you.
or it's believed that he eats you. But you also leave your Christmas list out in your shoe,
And they take it.
in your Guten Tags, and he will take it and he will know what to get you. Now, obviously, that's all poppycock, and that's not real. But how we practice it at my house is we don't put our damn shoes out because we don't live in the dark ages.
Yeah. That's
We
what
have
I was about to say.
stockings that we
Oh.
hang up, and Santa or my mom puts just like a cheap little present in there, some candy, and then come St. Nicholas Day, December 6th, we get things in our stocking. And that's how we used to give our Christmas list to my mom, even though she already definitely had presents bought. And how I would do it is I didn't write things down I would cut pictures out of the Toys R Us and Target catalogs and
then
stick
you-
them onto there.
then
And it
you
was
write
always
like
interesting.
dollar signs all over it. And you'd be like, cha-ching!
But what was always interesting is I would cut out a lot of different things, Gavin, and I wouldn't get any of the things that I cut out because there's way too much on there, and it was stuff that I definitely did not need.
You
That's
sound
why-
ungrateful for your gifts that you did receive.
I am.
Oh,
I'm still pissed about it.
yeah. I remember one time, maybe this is more Easter related, but I'm pretty sure one time during Easter we had the Easter bunny. We left out a sheet of paper for the Easter bunny to sign.
Oh, the autograph?
Yeah, and
That
then
sounds like
we did
something
the
I
same
would've done.
thing for Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Dude, when
Santa
I
Claus
was
Tag.
Dausch, I don't know if you were like this either. I know a lot of people were, but
No.
All right. The night of Christmas, literally could not sleep when I was a kid, up until last year. No, I was kidding. Like, I was so excited as a kid that I could not sleep.
Well, the best
At
part,
all.
the best part of it, the only way that I would get to sleep is because my grandma and everybody celebrates on the 24th anyway, so I get like half my gifts.
I did too, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing is I got a lot of stuff too because we would usually do Christmas Eve at my grandma's house on my mom's
Yeah.
side.
Yep, that's exactly what.
So I would get like plenty of shit, but I don't know. I was just like, I would get so excited. I remember one time I was just like,
Pretty sure I was up to like 2 in the morning one time.
I think one time I was up, I didn't fall asleep until like 4.
Yeah.
And I literally like took all the toys that I got earlier and like took them, like snuck into my bathroom. And this is when my parents had their room upstairs and we all had our rooms upstairs. I like took my toys into the bathroom and played in the bathroom because I was like, I literally just could not. I was too excited. Yeah. Because I remember asking my brother, I was like, are you gonna sleep? And he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna try to, but I don't know. And I was like, do you want to like stay up and like put Legos or something? And he's like, yeah, we'll see, And then he was, of course, fell asleep like instantly.
Yeah, we would all sleep in the same room whenever
We'd
it
all
was
sleep in the
Christmas.
same bed on Christmas.
Yeah, we'd all be like the uncle.
Yeah, like
grandpa,
Charlie in the Chocolate
yeah,
Factory.
Uncle Grandpa.
Uncle Ben
Uh-huh.
and his rice
Yeah.
with it.
And then he got shot in Spider-Man.
That's true, he did. I saw it.
Yeah, we would sleep in the same room, and I remember
Interesting.
whenever we got our iPads, I played Pandora Christmas radio.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Just like at night or something?
Yeah, to fall asleep. Because I
Did
was
you
like,
wake up and Mariah Carey was...
I don't want to love for Christmas.
I wake up to the Christmas radio.
No,
every
you
day.
don't.
Swear to God.
That sounds like hell on earth.
Swear to jihad. No, I swear I do. I like Christmas music, Gavin. Did you not know this about me?
I did know that, but I didn't think that you'd wake up to the fucking Christmas music.
It's really all when I listen to it. Like I'll listen to it on the car on occasion if I got a short drive. I wake up and I got bow 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 bing bing bing.
Bum, bum,
So that's what I wake up to. My
I
don't want.
bum, 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 bum.
There's some garbage Christmas songs.
There are some really bad ones, yeah. Especially whenever people new people release it, and then it's like, why did you make this song?
I don't want to hear the Jonas Brothers Christmas song.
Yeah.
anymore, Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing that I was like, don't think so. I think
I've heard it too much.
there was
I
one
like
time where I heard a song, I'm like, there's no way that this person thought they were like actually doing something with this song. I was like, no fucking way, this is terrible.
Some people do, man.
Some people do.
Some people do.
Yeah,
pushing the Jonas Brothers downstairs.
yeah,
Sorry.
like the Many Saints in Newark.
Yeah, Many Saints in New York. Speaking of,
Did you watch that? Do you remember watching that?
yeah,
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, it was good. Any other questions? Speaking of watching things, well, let me share my favorite Christmas memory now that you asked.
Yeah. I mean, you did share one though. You did share a couple.
That's true, I did, but that's not my favorite.
What's your favorite then?
That was horrible. I didn't want to stay up late. I wanted to sleep.
I'm trying to think of another one,
I remember,
but I can't think of it.
man, I get a real hard boy for a good white Christmas, and we haven't got one in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna
remember one year
say.
when we got one.
I
it
do
was-
remember. I think one year we got one.
Remember one year we got a big old Dumperino on Christmas, which was awesome, and then a couple years ago,
And then Santa left a big steaming pile of shit at the end of our
it
chimney.
was chimney, our Sia chimney.
You see it, Tiffany?
And then one year, not too long ago, we got like
Ice.
some flurries like Christmas Eve night, and it
Oh,
was
yeah, I do remember that.
Dude, it was so magical. So they do a They
The
used
street
to do,
sweepers come in and then they sweep all the snow in your yard.
They do like a no, sorry. Gotta talk about church here for a second.
Oh my God!
All right,
No,
here
just
we
kidding.
go. They used to do a
You know the real meaning of Christmas? Let that not be forgotten this year.
Baba Jesus.
Baby Yoda? Baba Yaga?
You know what the Baba Yaga is?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that like the
She, like,
the
eats
it's the
children.
boogeyman?
Yeah. It's a Russian boogeyman.
The Baba Yaga. Oh man, that was too funny. The true meaning of Christmas is Baby Yoda. When Mary popped the Baby Yoda out of her wet puss.
She's a virgin, by the way.
She is. I've seen it. Have you ever seen the recreation of the birth of Jesus?
Holy shit, no.
That's where she pops right out of her coochie.
And Moses comes
It's
out.
on.
Moses-
Moses does come.
Moses comes when he sees that, and then Joseph comes out and he's like, "Holy shit, did you have a
shit.
fucking child in here?
You had a fucking child. You're probably like my second cousin or something.
I'm
thing-
balding, I'm 15.
Good thing I didn't fuck you because you're a virgin.
I'm balding.
I'm from New York. It's not even made yet. Pangea hasn't spread, but it doesn't talk about that in the Bible.
paint she hasn't spread, but your legs sure have. Sheesh.
Oh.
Hey-o.
You spread your legs for God, but you don't spread them for me. And what's up with that?
How can Jesus be your child if he's mine too?
How does the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit fit in that pussy hole, huh?
How does that much cum fit in one place, huh?
Oh,
Hey-o.
you can fit 3 things in you, but you can't let me hit. You're like 14 and I'm 42.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die tomorrow, probably.
I have...
Syphilis.
Yeah. Not sure that was around yet.
I don't know. It wasn't invented.
Well,
Baby
the world
Yoda.
didn't start until Jesus was born, so...
You know, they say the Earth is 500 years old.
So is Jesus.
There used to be a midnight service.
Want Baby Yoda for Christmas.
They used to do a midnight service at my church.
Like Midnight Madness for
Midnight
college.
Madness.
for college sports.
Actually, I think it would start at 11, but like the point of it is it would end at midnight, Christmas Day, birth of Baby Yoda.
Baby
Baba
Yoda.
Yaga. But they've since switched it and like kind of backed it up earlier to where I think like when
Old people
I
can
started,
go.
yes, when I started going, I think it was like 10 o'clock or maybe I think it was 10. And so the first time I ever went, it was I like that service a lot because like they sing Christmas songs and you get all candles. None
then
of those
they-
things
then
my
they-
mom will let me do.
And then they give you a sparkler. My mom never let me have sparklers.
Never. But anyway, so it's just nice and, you know,
Friendly family.
family and friends and you know, just sing beautiful songs and everything like that. So that night we were walking
The
out
church he
after-
goes to is
that night after singing Silent Night, because it's the last song you sing before the baby's born, is so after that's over, we walked out of church real late at night, you know, nice, just, you know, just all warm and just had a great meal probably. And we walked out and it was just like the snow flurries were coming down and it was just a magical experience.
I
that I'll
remember
never forget.
before we moved.
But that part doesn't have to, it was just beautiful. It doesn't,
Oh, okay. That's not
you
your
could
favorite
take
memory?
you could take the church out of it and it would still be magical.
Okay.
I want to relate to your level.
Yeah.
I want you to understand. So like imagine you're walking out of like a satanic temple, right?
Yeah. I remember whenever my grandma had the piano in her house, I would play Christmas songs.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah, I play Christmas songs like out of the Christmas songbook.
Yeah, I didn't know you can play the piano.
You knew that.
I don't think I did.
Oh, well, I can.
When did you learn?
From like 6 to 14 or something like
Who
that.
taught you?
Her name was Miss Kathy.
Catheter?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I knew that. Can you still play?
Just with my right hand.
What happened to your left?
I have
You're left-handed though.
I know.
Doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Did you have an accident?
Terrible.
Arthritis?
Stroke.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
is that
It's like
No,
it's like imagine exercising only your right arm,
yeah, I can imagine that.
and then like being like, you know what, I'm gonna do something with 2 hands, and then being able to lift something, but one side's really heavy and the other side's like really light.
Yeah.
That's what it's like for me playing the piano in my head. Is that it's like I have to play synchronized because then I went to guitar, and so guitar is basically just move your hand up and down on left, and then move your fingers for right.
Yeah.
And I got used to playing melodies so much on my right hand
with your
'cause
right
that's-
hand,
yeah.
because you would.
And then I can only read the treble clef because that's only what I read for saxophone.
Mm.
So I tried.
Treble clef is when your hand shakes.
Yeah. So
I knew a kid in elementary school who had a treble clef lip. Everybody made fun of him, and it was kind of sad.
But I do remember playing those piano music songs.
Anyway, so that was a favorite memory, is playing Christmas songs at
Yeah.
grandma's.
And yours was going to church.
What song? Well, what songs? Would you play Charlie Brown's?
No, that one's that was kind of hard.
Brent Weinbach at the end of the office hours 9-hour stream played the Christmas time on the
Yeah.
because I guess I didn't even know this. He's a fucking like trained jazz pianist apparently.
I wish I was.
Didn't know that, and he played that, and it was just like, oh, it was beautiful.
No, I
It was
don't know how to play that. I
magical,
remember
beautiful.
playing
wish
"Oh
you would.
Christmas Tree."
That's a good one.
Sleigh Bells.
Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Heard of them?
Yeah.
Nice.
For a while there, I was like really, really into playing piano, and then it got too expensive to go to that person. So we started doing it out of my grandparents' store.
Out of
And
their garage.
yeah, no, I mean, I it was still like a good piano teacher. It was just like my piano teacher was like, "Oh yeah, do you want to play guitar again?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll play guitar again," because he knew guitar a little bit better.
Oh.
And so I was like playing guitar, and I was like, "Man, I can just kind of figure this out on my own. I don't need to go to lessons anymore." And then I went back to lessons again for guitar, and that was like my third time I had tried guitar lessons and stuff like that. So, but really, it just comes down to playing the video game Rocksmith to learn songs.
Oh, I've heard of that. I think
It's like Guitar Hero, but for an actual guitar
for real people.
for real people.
For real GD Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. I like
Eppendorf Centrifuge 450 430 R refrigerated
40.
with 48 by 52 ml QLAT rotary knobs.
That's actually what I got you for Christmas.
I was wondering why you were getting all this labcentrifuges.net stuff coming up on my ads.
Yeah, I apologize. Gavin, I got something.
What do you got?
Well, you remember last episode I hyped up that way I have a taste test for the ages.
Oh, yeah. I do remember
I
that.
forgot about that. Close your damn eyes for a second. I gotta get it out.
Christmas
Yeah, sing some Christmas songs. It'll take me just a minute. Oh! You can open your eyes. You were peeking, weren't you, you little
No.
slut?
I wasn't.
Sorry to poop it out.
I
Shut
don't
up.
want a lot for Christmas.
All right. So I think I want to try to see if it's possible for us to. That's a good point. Play it again.
Baba Booey.
How it feels to chew 5 gum.
That's really funny.
No. I want to see if we can do a taste test. Sounds like it's playing in hell. I want to see if we can do a taste test every episode
For Christmas?
for Christmas. This first one is not Christmas related.
God damn it.
All right.
Take me out of the show.
Take me-
Fucking cut the cameras.
All right. I wanted, so last week's was supposed to be this week, and this week was supposed to be last week's, but now it's getting turned around, so we're last week's now this week.
Oh, okay. So last week was now this week, and this week is like now last week's?
Yeah, vice versa, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not Christmas related. I have one planned for next week too that we've talked about. Bud Light Seltzer Christmas. I'll just go and say.
Oh,
it
yeah.
now. We'll do that next week,
Uh-huh.
I think, or we'll do something. But this week, let me tee this up. It's a baseball term.
My name is Jeff. My name is Jeff.
Playing that off my track phone. It's my ringtone. So I got. So let me take you back here for a minute.
Okay.
So
Close
back
your
when
eyes.
this, all right, back when the here I got something. I can do you a nice one. Here, I'll take you. Let's go back. So I really wish I had reverb. Let me take you back, Gavin, to when this podcast first started back in April. Do you remember when this podcast first started?
I remember this catheter, yeah.
Do you remember what we literally talked about for 3 weeks straight back in April? Can you remember?
I'm trying to think. What did we talk about?
Think harder. Think harder. You should be able to remember.
Carson, I can't remember.
We literally talked about it for 3 weeks.
I don't remember.
Well, Gavin, we talked about the Little Nasty X Lil Nas X Satan shoes.
Oh, right. So we're
And
taste
we're gonna
testing
taste
those? Okay, yeah.
I got the blood.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Lil Nas X collabed with a
Mischief.
which is like an art collective, is I think what they like to be called, from what I've heard. But they do like weird collabs, like they did that, and that kind of like, boosted them into the pop culture zeitgeist, and they've done a lot of really cool things since then. And so if you don't know the story, they did these Nike shoes that Satan shoes.
They got blessed by Satan himself.
Yeah, they got these Air Max 97s from Nike that they bought. It wasn't a collab with Nike. Then they made them all black and put like red stuff in the air bubble, and then also put a drop of blood in each shoe. And they were supposed to be the Satan shoes because they also did like this Jesus shoe a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Same thing, but it was all white and it had
Holy
a
water
cross on
from
it.
the River
Holy
Jordan.
water from So they've been around for a while, but not like to the height that they are now, at least in my opinion. And now they've done collabs with Mr. Beast,
and I'm
stuff
pretty
like
sure they've
that.
done stuff where they have like packs of cards. Where I've seen
they
that.
Did that
I've seen
recently.
those multiple times, not in stores, but just on TikTok and stuff.
Yeah. So one thing that really got me into them and actually started getting me paying attention to their drops, and I get notifications for them now, is they did a it's
collab with Jesus Christ.
With Jesus Christ himself. God bless him. Baby Yoda. They did wasn't a collaboration, but what they did is they bought a original Andy Warhol sketch at auction for like, I think it was $125,000. An original sketch, which is, pretty rare because he didn't really sketch a lot of things because it was mostly prints that he would make. So it's an original sketch, and they bought it. And what they did is they had somebody
Eat
it, and we're gonna eat it. They had somebody make an exact replica copy that looked exactly and felt exactly like the original. And then what they did is they made, I think, 250 copies of those, mixed them all together with the original, and had people pay like, I think it was $200 to get one, and they would send out a random one without letting you know, and they didn't know anymore which one was the original. Isn't that crazy?
Jesus Christ.
Just to like make a point that like art can be copied and stuff like that. So you might have the original, but you don't know, and they can't tell you either.
Same thing with NFTs.
Let's talk about NFTs.
Yeah.
Which that really got me into, because I was like, fuck, I'm going to buy one, just because like that would still, even if it wasn't the original, because I want to know, it would be crazy fucking cool to just have that on my wall and be like, yeah, that could be an original, but it might not be, and then give them the whole story.
Yeah.
So I wanted to buy one. They
You
were
didn't.
sold out at that point because it had been like 6 hours since it had released, and stuff with Mischief sold out really quickly.
It's like Supreme.
Cream. Butt cream. So, I guess it's been about maybe just one drop back now, because the most recent drop they did was with Mr. Beast, and it was this whole like, everybody gets a car. You pay $35. You either get an extra small car, a small car, medium car, or large car, or an extra large car. Small car was a Hot Wheels car of a Lamborghini, or extra small. Small was like an RC car of a Lamborghini, and then maybe there wasn't a medium, and then there was a large, which was like, those like toy cars that you could drive as a kid that were like battery charged. You could get that of a Lamborghini, or one person would get the extra large car, which was a real Lamborghini, which again is really cool. You're like kind of, gambling for what you can get.
Yeah.
So that was their most recent one. Before that, they did something that blew me away, and I was just like, I have to get it. And I have it right below my feet. I have it right here. I'm going to pull it out, and then I'll explain it.
Oh, yes,
So
I have heard of these.
You have heard. I would be very surprised if you haven't. So these are the Mischief illegal chips. Okay? Now what they are is they are all, and I have my thing blurred out. They teamed up, I'll get to that in a minute. What they did is they took 3 different food items that are they're banned in the US. You cannot consume any of these foods. And they had people who had tried those or know what those flavors are and tried to mimic them as best as they can and put them in dust form to dust onto chips. And so we have all 3 flavors here in this box. And let's just go ahead and go over them. So the first one is the Cashew Marzu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, which is maggot cheese. So it's a type of it's a type of cheese made from sheep milk that then has live maggots that ferment the cheese or something. They are part of the process. So that's the Cashew Marzu maggot cheese. Now, obviously, none of these actually contain the flavors or the real foods. Next one is the Fugu, which is poison blowfish. Called you a Fugu.
Oh, okay.
And what's cool about this one is it is in collaboration with mythical chef Josh of Good Mythical Morning, who has now made their own spin-off YouTube channel called The Mythical Kitchen, where they do just like weird food things. And so he made a whole video where he talked to people who had tried the food or do stuff with it, and so they collabed with him for that one. And the last one and the most excited I am excited about is horse meat flavored chips. This is the one I'm most excited about. And I love how the horse turns into chips.
Yeah.
My brother pointed that out, and I loved it.
Same thing with this Fugu one.
Wait, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
I think the cheese probably does too, but I just like that it's a horse. So these are all mimicked after the flavors. Obviously, none of them contain the real thing.
They
And then we
says,
also
ever taste a horse?
Yeah, and then we also have an extra bag because they send you 4. So this one I'm thinking we'll save for something, or we'll just put it up on the set for now.
Put it up for auction.
Put it up for auction. We'll put it with Elmo.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Are you surprised by this?
Yeah,
'Cause
actually.
you had no.
I do.
inclination.
I actually was talking to one of my friends about this before.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, yeah, they released illegal chip flavors, and
I bought them as soon as they dropped. I
Those
didn't because they
are-
don't tell you anything about what the drops are going to be. So I saw it and I was like, "Yep, gotta get that." And I've been so excited to taste all of these. Which one should we start with? Should we start with the Cashew Marzu maggot cheese? What do you think? What should we start with? We're trying illegal chips, folks. Illegal
I don't
flavors.
know. This is kind of tough.
I feel like we should end with. In my opinion, this one seems to be the grand finale.
Well, that one's gonna taste like Taco Bell. That was good. All right, yeah.
Talk
we'll do
about
this.
use horses.
Pull this one.
right.
You know what? I'm gonna go get another drink.
All right, Gavin's gonna get another drink. I'll wait to open it up, but while I wait, I can look at the back, or I can read some stuff. I was looking up a little bit more to prepare myself for this. Sorry, I was checking how much time we have left on there. So people have described the Cashew Marzu cheese as tasting like a blue/gorgonzola cheese, which is like like an aged cheese that has like the mold in it that gives it flavor. An aged brie, white cheddar. It's a sharp cheese flavor. Blowfish fugu. Subtle seafood umami flavor. If you know what umami is, it's like flavor that you get from mushrooms and sardines and stuff like that. Evokes ponzu, soy sauce, and mirin. So like mirin and soy sauce. Horse meat, a red meat flavor and style of steak or tartare, and a slightly on the sweeter side. Notes of onion, mushroom, thyme, mustard, horseradish, primed for complementary white wine pairing. Well, maybe this is just like actually what the flavors taste like. Well, that's what it says in the description of these flavors. Very first. So shall we do it? Cashew Mars. Gavin forgot his iPad today. Is just playing everything off of his BlackBerry. All right. That smells absolutely rancid. Oh my god. That smells like feet. And it's making this whole room smell like feet now. Do you not smell that?
No, it doesn't smell that bad to me.
It smells like feet.
It smells like cheese.
As soon as I open it, I smelled feet. Take one. How do you not smell that? I just smell feet right now.
Nah, it smells like a certain cheese.
I can only smell feet. Should we cheers? Should we dinker? Do a dinker donkey? Ching.
It tastes like cheese. It's just cheese chips.
It tastes like cheese, but I could taste that feet smell as soon as I put it in.
sour cream and onion.
Yeah.
That's what it
not
is.
bad at all. I don't know how you can't smell that. All I can smell is feet. Oh. Like when you put it in, it's horrible.
Nope. That's fine. I really don't smell it at all.
Not bad. Not gonna go back to it though. Oh, not bad.
I don't know. It's just the images of
Maggots.
maggots on the front doesn't appetize me much.
So now we're going for the fugu blowfish.
I love Hootie and the Blowfish.
Let her go.
I don't know any. I was just kidding.
Ooh. I really like the way that one smells. And I don't even like fish. That smells really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of smells like food.
Yeah, that smells like food. Take a chip. I could see I feel like I'm going to like these ones a lot. Let's go. I'm going to go for 2 so I can get more flavor.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
A little spice to it.
I like that a lot, actually. Mm-hmm.
There is definitely a fish flavor to it. To me. Because I eat a pretty good amount of fish.
Really?
Yeah. That's my certification there.
Well, I hate fish flavor, and I don't taste it at all.
That's really all I can taste.
I'm getting like onion.
There's a little weird spice to it.
Yeah, I like it, though. It reminds me of, like, stuff in, like, Japanese flavors and stuff. Huh. I like that one a lot. So far, nothing too gross. I don't like the mac and cheese one.
The mac and cheese one just tastes like cheddar, sour cream and onion to me. That's literally all it tastes like. If you were to eat cheddar chips, that's what those taste
There's
like.
a little bit of feet in there in mine. They must have gave me the feet ones.
Now we're finishing off with the grand finale, in my opinion.
The horse meat.
I'm interested because
Ooh, that's weird. Red wine.
oh, you know what?
Smells like red wine, like like
This doesn't smell bad at all.
meat that
I
you've cooked
actually
in
kinda
red
like-
wine.
Yeah.
I don't think it smells bad. It's just different. I gotta have one. I'll grab another one now. All right, shinker dinker.
Yeah, I like that. I'm sorry.
That is really sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait a minute.
I really like that. Wash it down with some Mountain Dew Flamin' Hot.
Wow.
Do you have chip clips?
I do out there. I'm getting them
Okay.
later. Too sweet. Too sweet for me. A little too weird. I'll let you have those ones. Very meaty. Not a fan.
Well,
But you know what?
I get those late night meat cravings. You know me.
Meat craving. You know, the one time I ate horse meat, it tastes exactly like it. I mean, one time we butchered a horse. Can I say something, man? I'd eat horse. I'd eat horse meat.
Horsey, dangerous, illegal.
Would you eat horse?
Dangerous, fishy, illegal.
Would you eat horse meat?
Yeah, I probably would.
Would you eat a horse cock?
Jizz.
I would eat horse meat. I think I would eat all of the. So the thing about I would eat all of these. Maggot cheese, because the thing is like a lot of the maggot cheese you can get in other countries, which is banned in most countries. The maggots are still alive,
Yeah.
but some of them they are dead. But people have said different things about like, oh, it tastes better if they're alive. It tastes better if they're dead.
I don't know. I mean, bugs. I mean, we could. Bugs are another thing that are a delicacy in a lot of other places
That's
besides
true.
America.
That's very true. And the thing about fugu, I would love to try it, but if it's not prepared correctly and they don't get all the poisonous out of it, it can literally kill you because it has like toxins in it that are like stronger than cyanide. It's like you have to prepare it the right way or you'll literally die if you eat it.
I'd go to a cheap one of those just to
Yeah.
see what happens.
Go to a dive bar in
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah.
Try some fugu.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah, I would try. I would.
That's what you do if you're eating fugu.
That's what you do if you're eating fugu.
That's what my mom always said.
You know, you come on down here. We'll get you some. We'll have a crawfish boil. You will get some fugu.
I feel like there is.
Careful.
No, I mean it. Yeah. No, I mean it says 54 chips is a serving size, and it's 1 serving per container.
54 chips.
That's what it says. Serving size is 54 chips. I've never heard
Well,
of that.
Oh, they're giving out for like the full bag. Interesting.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, eat the whole bag.
450 calories for the whole bag. Know what I'm doing tonight? Interesting. I like the fugu ones the most, and I would probably say horse meat and then cashew marzu after that. My ranking. Interesting, right?
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
That horse meat doesn't taste like meat to me. It tastes like
It does to me. There's a meaningless.
it kind of tastes like if you were to put like it'd be like a meat salad.
Ew.
Like, put meat in a salad,
Yeah.
like a Caesar salad or something. That's kind of what it tastes like to me.
It tastes like you got like a chuck roast or something.
It smells like that. It smells like
Yeah.
a chuck roast, and then it does not taste like roast to me.
To me, it tastes like if you took a chuck roast, you seared it off, a little bit of onion, a little bit of salt, pepper, and then you just like poured in a whole bottle of wine, red wine, and you just cooked it off in that for a long time.
The fugu
And added
tastes
sugar.
I'm gonna have to taste this one more time.
To me, it tastes like they said, if you know what Mirin's like a, I believe it's a cooking wine, like a Japanese.
The fugu
cooking
one
wine.
tastes more like wine to me.
Really? I think the opposite. I love the fugu.
There's
one,
almost
though.
like a.
I'm not getting any fish from it though, which is weird to me.
I get fish from it. I don't know why.
But I get that like umami saltiness.
Yeah,
to it.
that I do get
It's
that.
good. I liked it. I just this
Bee
one.
Ball 5-piece skincare kit.
That's true. That's kind of what this one tastes like to
Yeah.
me. It tastes like a skincare kit.
Yeah.
Kint. Interesting. Well, shout out to MSCHF.
Yeah, this is really neat. I honestly didn't even think that you had gotten these.
Still smell the feet, dude. I gotta close this one up. I can smell it from here. Ugh, I don't know how you don't smell that.
I just don't.
Do you have COVID? I'm gonna have to pitch these one out unless you want them. I can't.
Those just taste like cheddar and sour cream
I'm
for
gonna
me.
have to toss them. I'm gonna have to give him the old toss of wassa. How you doing, buddy? I know how you're doing, but tell them audience how you're doing.
I've been sleeping a lot.
I've been sleeping all day.
I've been sleeping so much.
I have been too, and that's not what I want to be doing, and I don't get anything done now.
I'm okay with it. I'm looking up cheddar.
Well, while you look that up,
I bet if you were to the cheddar and sour cream ruffles sound.
What's that?
The cheddar and sour cream ruffles, that's what those taste like to me.
Yeah.
Like almost
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But feet.
But yeah. No, not feet to me. Yeah, I've just been sleeping a lot. I have finals this week and next.
I keep forgetting, dude. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. So, and then I'm going to start working full time again for just like basically the month of December
Yeah.
and part of January.
Oh, speaking of, we are locked in for December 20th for the
December
Christmas party.
20.
I was gonna send out a text today, the invitation text, but I didn't get time to, so I'm gonna send it out tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully. But yeah, December 20th, Drip Christmas party. Then I'm only gonna have like 2 days to edit it, so it's gonna be very rushed. But that's okay because we're not doing anything too crazy. But that date is locked in.
Good.
Everybody
Yeah, I've
confirmed.
just been sleeping a lot. I spent a lot of good time at home and played
your
some video
family?
games. We watched the
For
first
Thanksgiving.
episode of the Beatles documentary on
That's true.
Disney
To
Plus.
get back.
Get back.
Get back.
It's kind of interesting to see like the writing process that the Beatles went through because I'm always wondering like how that goes because I've never I've tried being a band, but it's kind of neat to see some people. To see some professionals, some of my favorites of all time.
Probably a little bit inspiring too, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it is 100%. Because it's like, oh, that's really all it took.
Yeah.
It's just really tedious because you have so much. You have to.
It's so easy.
It's That's the thing is that, it was interesting that at that point in time, it was like towards the end of their career.
Mm-hmm.
So they, and even Paul in the documentary is like, I don't want to do it, but I know we should.
Do what?
The recording and like doing it live and stuff. And
so they were planning on doing that recording live, and why was that even filmed? I don't really even understand why they filmed all those recording sessions.
Someone had asked to come in and film their recording session, or their writing session.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that's very weird.
it was like 56 hours of footage that they had to go through.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so it just looks really
Had to
tedious,
cut out all the racist things John said.
Yeah, all the really anti-Semitic and anti-gay stuff that
Yeah.
he'd slander everybody with. And then what else did I do? I really just played video games and I'd stay up late most of the time.
Did you go Black Friday shopping?
No, I was going to because I broke my screen protector on my phone, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Best Buy on Black Friday. Or I said that on Thanksgiving, and my dad was like, you know what tomorrow is, right? I'm like, oh yeah, it's Black Friday, isn't it?
Not a good day to go.
Not to go. I mean,
Do you know of anybody who went Black Friday shopping? I don't know
No.
anybody who went.
no, because my brother was sick, so it was like,
Oh, he was?
yeah, feel better.
Not
I think
the,
he's better. No, it wasn't COVID, but
Not the invisible enemy.
no.
Good.
I think it was the flu.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. So
That's feeling better.
that's live.
That's what people say. Some get their kicks.
And then came back to my apartment and worked Sunday.
You worked at your apartment?
Yeah. And I had to finish a paper, so really stress free. But I gotta start studying soon. So
That's true. You got to get to it. But you're still off until tomorrow. Your last
Thursday.
day off? Oh, Thursday. Wednesday's your last day off.
yeah.
That'll
So
be good. And you have to work Thursday.
and work over the weekend.
I ate a whole brat, the whole thing. I wanted to.
Hey, are you guys playing after?
Well, that's wild.
Let's do it.
What do you have?
That's wild that you're almost done. I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. I'm happy you've gotten to be able to get some sleep. I know it's your favorite meal of the day.
It was my lunch and breakfast today. I didn't eat until I got here. That's why I have a headache because I just
Slept all day.
slept.
I
all
get
day.
headaches from sleep.
I get a headache mainly because I didn't eat. I'm okay with sleeping all day. I get a headache from not eating.
I get a headache from not drinking enough water.
Wine.
Not drinking enough wine.
Yeah.
I want to get a very ornate like wooden poster that says I get a headache if I don't drink enough wine.
Yeah. Let's get
And
some
I'm gonna hang it
chuggy
up in my
designs.
kitchen.
Get some chuggy designs like home,
Chuggy.
kitchen.
Home. Label things.
Yeah.
Bathroom. The shit room.
Yeah. Kitchen. Pee pee poo poo. Carson, how have you been? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was fantastic. I made the mashed potatoes, and guess what? They turned out great. Surprisingly, I was a little nervous. I thought they were going to be a little lumpy, but they actually were deliciosos.
Gosh.
Delicioso. And then, Gavin, what I really want to talk about, and what I haven't even talked to you about literally
No.
at all,
Nope.
literally at all,
Not at all.
besides very briefly, and I did not mention on the last podcast because, you don't want to jinx anything from happening, but I went and sold some vintage clothes to my boys, my friends in the band, Neck Deep.
Neck deep in what?
Neck Deep in that pushy. Yeah, so if you don't know the backstory of everything, because this happened before we made this podcast, chill out, is back in, well, it all starts in 2018. Let's start back there.
It all started.
Well, actually, technically, it all started in 2013 when I came across a little band at the time called Neck Deep. And if you don't know who Neck Deep is, they are a pop punk band from somewhere in Wales. Northern? Southern? Can't remember. Right on the Wales-England border. And they kind of hit the scene out of nowhere. and I found out about them in 2013. They formed in 2012.
Wrexham.
Yeah, Wrexham. And found out about them, just was like instantly super into. It's the Alexa. That scared the shit out of me though.
Yeah.
Was instantly like into their music, was in love with it. Literally has been my favorite band ever since, and I've always followed what they do, no matter like what music I've been into. Like even through my rap phase, I was still like Neck Deep's my favorite band. I'm not even just saying this; like I actually mean that they have been my favorite band.
You are such a poser, dude.
What can I say? And so 2018 rolls around. I'm about, a little bit into running my vintage business in high school and everything and yada yada. And I see. Actually, you were there the day I got that message from him. I don't know if you remember that or not. It was over the summer, beginning of the summer after we graduated high school. And I had sent a message to Ben, the lead singer of Neck Deep, because he had posted this one day on his story that he bought a shirt from this guy, T-Jerker, who I had become acquaintances with, and we had done a lot of business back and forth and, talked about random shit and everything. And I saw that he had bought a shirt from him, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot, like, that these, I didn't know that they were that into vintage, and, because I'd seen them on the Round 2 show and everything, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. That's super cool. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. I'm still young, starting out into this, but fuck it, whatever. I was like, hey, man, like, I've sold some stuff to T-Jerker. If you guys ever need any vintage clothes, let me know. About a week later, on a day you came over to do some listing for me, I got a message back from him.
Oh, I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Because I remember telling you, and he was like, oh, that'd be awesome. Like, thank you so much, blah, blah. I don't know when, where are you from? And then, just talked back and forth from there on. And then, so it came out that they were doing this tour opening up for Blink-182 and Lil Wayne on their tour in 2019. And they were coming to St. Louis. And I'm like, fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And we had, talked before then, too. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, you guys are coming to St. Louis in September. Let me know if or I was like, I'm excited to come out and see you guys. Let me know if you guys would want to buy some vintage while you're in town. And he's like, absolutely. Like, I'll get you and your girlfriend at the time, who I was dating, into the show. And, like, we can figure out buying vintage. And I was like, fucking what?
Yeah.
Give me, like, this was like, it still is crazy. It's definitely not downplayed anymore. So anyway, September rolls around, and we got to go to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, which is in St. Louis. It's like a huge amphitheater.
Outdoor.
Yeah. And it sucked because Lil Wayne was not on the bill that night anymore because he got caught smoking weed at the Ritz-Carlton, and people called the cops on him, so he fled and was like, I'm not playing tonight, which is like a whole thing. And so it ended up just being Neck Deep and Blink-182 playing a longer set, which was fine with me. I didn't really give a fuck about seeing Lil Wayne, no offense, but like I'd rather see Blink-182 play a longer set because I'm such a huge fan of them. So that rolls around, and like we ended up going to actually sell at the show, so we got to be like backstage at the place, hang out with Neck Deep, get to know them, just the fucking like nicest.
You guys joined the.
We joined Blink-182.
Yeah.
Travis Barker, get the fuck out. This is Travis Barker pre Kourtney Kardashian.
Wow.
Before he was famous to everybody else. So yeah, just like the guys in Neck Deep, just the nicest dudes in the world. Like we pulled in, and the first person we saw was Ben, who was like our contact at the time. And we parked up, and then like the whole band came over, which was like at the time was like, holy shit, like I've been listening to these guys since 8th grade. I've been such a huge fan, and like here they are, literally all of them walking towards me. It was such a weird feeling.
Yeah.
And they like all said hi to me, and then they like took all of my stuff over to this little like green room that they were set up in. I didn't carry any of my stuff. They literally grabbed all of it and carried it over, which was like, it was just like so weird. Anyways, just the nicest dudes ever. Hung out with them for the whole night. Bought a bunch of vintage stuff from me, and then I got to meet Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio, and also like fill-in guitar player for Blink-182. Didn't get to meet Travis or Mark. I would love to meet both of them, especially Travis, because I've been such a huge fan of him as a percussionist myself. Did get to meet his 2 kids, which was funny, and his dog. And yeah, it was just an insane time, and just being there and doing all that was crazy, and kind of formed a friendship with them then. And then obviously the pandemic hit in 2020. Nobody could tour, which sucked because they were like, once a new record comes, if we record a new record and when that comes out, we'll tour that probably maybe sometime in the spring. And then obviously none of that happened. They released a record last year, All Distortions Are Intentional, which is a great record, of course. And they weren't able to tour it until this fall. And so I messaged them back in October, November, beginning of November, and was like, hey, you guys are coming to St. Louis, blah, blah, blah. So then that was Black Friday. So that rolls around last Friday. Got together with them. It was crazy because they're, they have to be super precautious of everything.
Right. Especially if they're going on
crazy.
stage.
Yeah. Well, and just like touring and everything, because, if one of them gets COVID, like that's 2 weeks, that's like 10 days, 10 shows that are like out that they have to reschedule. So like they have to be super cautious about having guests there. And now I didn't know what it would be like this time because of that, what would be easiest for them. But they ended up wanting us to come to the show and bring stuff. And so I brought my oldest brother, Logan, with me, who's also been a fan of them since 2013, 2012.
Since he was in 8th grade.
Since he was in 8th grade. We were in 8th grade at the same time.
Yeah.
I got to bring him with me. So we showed up with everything, and then we met with the guitar player, and we had to do a COVID test because...
Like the swab?
Yeah, the swab one. But what was interesting about it is that it was a UK test because they...
So they did it left-handed.
They did it left-handed. We had to drive on the left side of the road to take the test. So I didn't even realize that the UK has free healthcare, and he was like, "We get all these for free," and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even think about that." So yeah, we had to schwabby dobby, dip it in this little Dunkaroo, and then like you squirt it into a thing, and then you let it sit, and then we were all good. And it was funny because my brother was like, he's like, "Okay, yeah, we both made sure to study for this test."
Yeah.
And he thought that was funny, which was good. And so we passed with flying colors.
Yeah.
Both positive.
And then we went and kissed each other.
And then we went and kissed for the rest of the night, me and my brother.
Yep.
Yeah, so then we set up in the green room at this place called Red Flag in St. Louis, which is a very interesting place. It used to be a shithole venue called Foo Bar, like a real shithole place, but they've since gentrified it a little bit more, added shipping containers into it. As like the green room was 3 separate shipping containers that were all put together, which is super weird. So we set up there, which was also up top. So we had to carry 3 racks of clothes up flights of stairs. And of course they helped because they're the sweetest. They're the Swedish. And yeah, so they, got to it, bought a bunch of stuff. And then we got to meet the guys in the... I think there was 4 other bands.
Wow.
Before Neck Deep. Yeah, which is crazy. And the one right before Neck Deep is this band Boston Manor, who are also from the UK. And Logan was a huge fan of them. I didn't really know much about them, but now I really like them a lot. And they all came, bought a bunch of stuff as well. I think they might have even bought more than Neck Deep did. So take that. And yeah, we just, hung out and talked about stuff and watched them play Neck Deep play a really long set. They played 20 songs.
Wow.
Yeah, which was crazy, but it was so cool because they played a bunch of stuff from, not just their new album, but older stuff, and it was a really good set. Actually, I don't know if you saw it there. I meant to point it out to you, but I asked them if me and Logan could get a signed set list because they take the set list to the stage and everything, and so I got the set list framed and it's hanging up out there.
Oh, sweet.
I framed Logan's and I'm giving him his on for Christmas.
Good evening.
So just the most generous dudes literally in the world. They wanted us to get some merch and stuff too. And so we didn't get to go down to the merch booth until after the show, and they had already packed everything up. So they're like, give us your address and we'll ship you stuff out. And I was
Give us your address and we'll find you.
which was just like crazy nice of them to do, and they definitely didn't have to. And just the night, like I said, just the nicest dudes in the world.
Yeah.
And that's why I consider them friends, because
Maybe they'll
nice.
put you on other people too, on other bands.
I mean, that'd be great, unless they're just trying to keep me to them
that's
goddamn
true.
selves.
That's true. They could do that.
Selfish bastards.
Yeah. A whole bunch of selfish bastards is who they are.
selfish C-words. I'm trying to think if there's anything
Counts.
else I was going to talk about it. Oh, so they last time I met them, that was right after I got the Carts hoodies printed.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And as we know, lead singer Ben was wearing it on the zine that I talked about.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to get one. Was kind of like hinting at, hey, you guys got any? But like obviously it was on social media, so they probably didn't see it at the time. And so while we were there, we were talking to
Sorry.
$200 Mike. Oh, he's asleep now. Wake up! Oh, and he's up. While we were there, we were talking to the drummer Danny. Again, just this fucking nicest dude in the world. Because he has his own clothing line called Rain, which is a really cool clothing line, and it's gotten like super popular, like beyond neck deep and stuff. And so we were talking about that and stuff, and he was like, don't you like print your own stuff? He's like, yeah, because you had that hoodie that like I literally wore like all that last tour. He's like, I wore it like the whole tour.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and he's like, yeah, it was a great, like the artwork was so cool, and like, the color was different. Like I love that tan color. Just like, I don't know, it didn't even bring it up. He brought it up himself and remembered it, which was just crazy. And I was like, yeah, like my brother actually made the artwork for that and everything, which was cool. Just crazy that they remembered that. And then that was when their guitar player walked in at that moment, and I was like, oh, by the way, on your first issue of the zine, Ben was wearing that hoodie. And I didn't even realize it until the zine had sold out, so I wasn't able to buy one. And I was like, is there any chance you guys have any extra at all? I'd love to buy one. And Matt, who had put it all together, or West, who had put it all together, was like, actually, we're probably going to do like, ones for friends and family that aren't numbered. So he's like, when we do that, like I'll hit you up and we can get you one. And I'm like, that would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Because I would love to get that just to have that memory. So that was cool. And, so that'll be awesome if that happens. If not, whatever. Like I don't care. Just being able to be pals with these dudes who I am just such huge fans of. Breaking everything. Such huge fans of is just awesome. And it's like, I'm gonna go to Bragtown here for a little bit if I haven't already and say this, but I said to Logan, I'm like, this is so weird that we or I or whoever, well, him or I, mostly me, have like this crazy opportunity of a lifetime to hang out with these dudes that people would probably pay countless of money to do, and I'm getting paid to be doing this pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would pay them for me to hang out with them, but they're paying me to be there and everything. Like, it's just like such a weird thing that I'm just like, I don't even know what to think about that.
Yeah.
It's just like such a odd but fucking insanely cool thing.
We
to
live in a
be able
backwards
to
world.
live in a backwards world, and I'm tired of it. But yeah, just a great experience. They got some really cool stuff, and Ben got a really awesome Wayne's World shirt that was my personal shirt that I literally pretty much pulled out of my stash to bring there without even knowing he
And
was
then
a
you just
huge
went to the
fan.
show shirtless.
And I didn't wear a shirt or pants.
Yeah.
And they got mad about it. I almost got thrown out.
Yeah.
And like as soon as they showed it to him, he was like, his like eyes lit up, and it was just like such a fun moment to see him get that excited about it. And he was like, this is a great, and he posted on his story like, the perfect shirt doesn't exist. And he was like, thank you so much to Double Cup Vintage for this awesome shirt. And then he wore it last night in Ohio. And so that was just cool to like see somebody get that excited about it. Yeah, that's really all I can remember is just, just the nicest guys, and I can't wait to get together with them again and sell them some vintage and talk shit about who knows what and everything. And yeah, it was just a great time. There was a moment where, so we stayed from We got there at 6 when the first band went on, and stayed there until I think the show got done around 11, and we didn't leave until 12:40
Wow.
because we were just hanging out with them after the show. Which was also a weird thing that Logan mentioned to me, is that like it just felt so weird to watch them play on stage, see them come back and talk to me. It was like, but those were different people. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It was just
yeah.
like such a weird disconnect of like, how are you the same people I just watched play those songs that I know so well, and now you're here to like? It just like did not feel. It just didn't feel. It was such a
Yeah.
weird.
It's a disconnect.
It was just so fucking weird. I was like, I don't even know what's going on. Fuck, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, so we didn't leave it till 12:40, and like after they were playing, they were talking with some of the guys in Boston Manor about. They're talking about football, and they're talking about like all the teams and stuff. Like it was like listening to white Southern people talk about American football.
Yeah.
And it was just like they were saying so many things. I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So Logan and I just like stood there for like,
They're like, you guys been watching Arsenal?
yeah, Arsenal. Doesn't Wrexham have a team? It's like, and so they were talked about that for like 20 minutes, and Logan and I were just kind of like standing there. And then finally, Ben was like, yeah, I think St. Louis.
St. Louis is getting
Yeah,
a
they're
football
getting a team.
man.
I think they're getting one now. And I was like, yeah, they're still they're building a stadium right now and everything. He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that's my input.
Yeah,
that's
it.
all I got.
Yeah.
Is St. Louis is building a team, and that's it.
So they're like, so do you watch like American like football, like the brown one, the brown ball, and did you watch
I stepped in and I was like, well, what do you guys think about the Chiefs this season? Not doing
Yeah,
very good. And they were
yeah.
like, what? It was funny. The Boston Manor guy told a story about a friend of his that they all knew. So this is my thing that like like I've mentioned to you earlier, I'm not a big fan of the Beatles' music, but I love the Beatles. Like I'm a big fan of the Beatles, just not so much their music, right?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing about the Beatles that I realize I love about English people is that they always have the best nicknames for people. You know, like Macca,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney's Macca, Lenny, stuff like that. I just love the nickname stuff, and the Neck Deep guys do the same thing. And so it's always fun hearing them talk about people because they always call them by their nicknames, and it's like the weirdest.
They actually started doing
nicknames
that
ever.
in the documentaries. They started giving they gave different code names like and country names. So like France was George and Russia was Ringo.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So so he's telling this story about some friend they all knew named whatever. I don't know what his name was.
Stuckin.
Slick me. And so they're talking about this guy who was at like a minor league, what would be the equivalent of a minor league soccer game, right? And he kept yelling at the goalie and saying that his mom was a fat C word. And then that coming week, that weekday, which was a Monday, came around and the guy was getting, as they say, his bathroom fitted, which means that he was getting his like bathroom fixed, like getting new stuff in his bathroom, getting it redone.
Yeah, remodeled.
And it turns out that the guy that he said was a fat C word was the guy fixing his bathroom, and it was just a funny story. Great guys, great times. Just the nicest dudes in the world.
So when are you meeting Travis Scott?
Tomorrow, I'm going to Astro Stomp Fest, Stomp Wars, Astro Tramps.
Tramp Scott.
Anyways, enough humble brags and name drops there. I just wanted to share that story with you and with the audience of a great time I had on Friday. And maybe, you never know, maybe sometime we'll have some of the Neck Deep guys on the podcast.
You never know.
Didn't mention it to them, but I think they would do it.
Oh, they definitely
I
would.
hope they would.
Yeah. Definitely would.
But great. Now I'm going to print some more Carts merch after that because I was like, oh, cool. They liked it. I'm doing T-shirts next.
Okay, good.
And
And pink.
No, I'm gonna do probably forest green T-shirts.
yeah.
But do I know what the graphic will be? Nope. Something. I have ideas. But sometime soon. Maybe after a holiday. After I take a holiday.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I am taking a holiday. I'm going to New York. And speaking of,
New York.
Neck Deep is actually playing the day I leave New York. So otherwise, I would go see them that night. And I told them that, and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna be a great show." And I'm like, "I have to leave. I have a
Yeah.
wedding to film the next day."
Yeah.
I'm leaving for New York on Sunday, and when you guys hear the next episode, I will be in New York, and we will record it live in New York. I will be live in a hotel
You
room.
gotta you gonna get your new laptop before then, or?
Nope.
All right.
So we're just going to pray for the best that my laptop will not run horribly, but it probably will.
We're just gonna send video chats back and forth to each other.
Or I'll just do it through my phone.
We could try FaceTime, Chad. I don't know. We'll figure it out, dude. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I will be in New York. I leave Sunday, which is another weird thing to think about. I also just got back from Arkansas over the weekend.
Sheesh.
Went to a wedding. It's been a crazy time. And then I leave for New York.
I've
on
just been
Sunday.
sleeping.
Gavin's been sleeping, and I've been traveling the world.
I was out there. You were in here doing niche. I was out there
You in
moving
here?
about.
You were in here doing fuck all,
Yeah. Doing
and I was
niche.
out there doing everything.
Unbelievable.
In it.
Yeah, they've got accents, don't they?
Oh yeah, they got accents like crazy, mate. You kidding me? I love getting called mate.
Or they call you that? Really?
Of course they call me mate. I wanted to use it too, like, hey mate.
Yeah. Hey mate, how are
Hey,
you?
mate. It was funny because
You start saying their names like really American.
Yeah.
Like Ben.
Ben. Well, that was funny because Ben does like fake American accents
Yeah.
on stage and like makes fun of the audience, but also makes fun of Brits, and he's like, we're known for beans and toast, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or something. He said something like that.
Beans
It
and
was really
toast.
funny.
Beans and toast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I
They've
think,
got great sense of humor.
Yeah. No, I'll have to take a listen to them because I
Yeah.
still haven't listened to
No,
them.
you
really.
should. I'll give you some songs that you'd like. Also, I was one of the guys in Boston Manor who I didn't recognize who they were. We were talking to Logan and I were talking to one of them, and talking about how
He looks so normal and not in a band.
yeah. So we were talking about, I don't even remember how we got on the subject of it, but we were talking about COVID and I was like, is it used as like such a political thing in the UK? And they're like, not really. Like, there's some quacks over there that, do take it that way, but he's like, not really. Most people, because we're talking about the vaccine for some reason. He's like, most people are getting vaccinated, which is really good. Like our vaccine numbers are really high and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fucked over here. I'm like, it's so fucked.
Yeah,
And he
I
was
think
like,
that I think a lot of different countries would be in for a treat
yeah,
if they like saw some of the
it's
the news
bonkers.
cycles.
Well, that's
in
what I told
America.
all of them. I was talking to Matt West, the guitar
But
player, beforehand.
I would say that their news cycle is they are, like how some people are super hyper fixated on our president.
Mhm.
Well, they do the same thing with parliament laws and
Yeah.
all this other bullshit, like really small stuff,
Mhm.
like really small
the
things. Like,
Tories.
yeah, they're like, oh, you stood up in the middle of his testimony. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like they're like he sneezed during that.
Yeah,
like,
I think that
they're-
there's a lot of old-fashioned people there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I actually did. I watched this. I used to. Now I don't because I follow him now because it's kind of interesting to see like how
You used to watch Ben Shapiro.
No. His name's the Gaming Lemon, and he used to have some really funny compilations back when I was like younger in my younger teenage years,
Yeah.
where it was like loud equals funny, and that was like the only thing that made me laugh really hard,
Mm-hmm.
and really spontaneous jokes and stuff like that, and samples, like a lot of like drops, just like just like really funny stuff. And he started posting stuff about like vaccine, not misinformation, but just like
Oh boy.
putting it out there type stuff where it's not
Yeah.
misinformation, but it's just like information that if you don't know
Studies
how
have
to read
shown
it,
this.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
information. If you don't know how to read it, it will show that you are going to be more infectious if you get COVID or something
Mhm.
like that, after getting the vaccine. And he'll post stuff about that, and I know that he's definitely one of the quackers. He's definitely one of the quackers over there.
Yeah. And speaking of, I'm actually gonna get my booster shot tomorrow.
I have to get. That's what sucks is that
I get my flu shot.
I
Double
could
shot.
this weekend or this Friday, but I have like a orientation for like my site visits and stuff
Oh.
for the science center, like during that exact time. Like the
Mm.
clinic's from like 1 to 3, and I have orientation from 2
Are
to
you gonna
3.
be working at the science center?
Did
I know that?
volunteering? Volunteering.
Did I know
at it.
that?
No, not really. It's 3 days. It's not really that much, but
What do you mean it's 3 days? I thought that was. Oh, that's just
Not
part
3
of
days
the
in a row.
rotation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then over the summer I go to like a community pharmacy.
That's right. That's right. I think you did tell me about that.
Um,
So you could get it, but you can't.
I could, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think I should because I also have finals to study for, and if it fucks me up like it did.
Well,
the
that's
last
why I
couple
was just
ones.
like, I'm getting both of them tomorrow, just so I can be ready for New York.
Yeah.
You know, at
That's a
least
good
be a
idea.
little bit more cautious, but also so I'm not like, I don't want to get it this weekend, and then I'm like,
Yeah, on the
Mm.
flight is sleeping through all of it.
Let me get a pizza.
Do you guys have any water?
Do you guys have a pizza?
Anyways, back to what I was saying. So we were talking to him about, vaccines and how everything's fucked over here, and he's like, "Have you seen the new South Park special?"
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, "No,
the
no,
new one, the
the
movie?
Thanksgiving one."
Oh, okay. The
Yeah.
post-COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Me
said
and my
that
dad
was
watched that.
really. He
Yeah.
said it was really good, and he's like, had a lot of good
Yeah.
jokes about
there
America
was-
being fucked and everything.
Yeah, they were like, well, it's the future now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, there's one where it's like, they're like, ding dong, I'm a singing doorbell. It's the future and doorbells sing now. Where's the future?
Oh, that's good. So it's like, actually post-COVID.
Yeah,
is
it's
when
like
it takes
like
place.
because and it's supposed to be like COVID's been around for so long
That's good.
that like they're 20 years in the future now.
I'm not a big South Park fan, but I have to watch that.
It wasn't as funny as like World of Warcraft one or
Okay,
some of
I
the
haven't
other
seen that.
specials. There's some really the World of Warcraft one is like really funny. If you were to watch a South Park episode, it would be that one.
Maybe I won't.
Okay.
Maybe I will. Anyways, that wasn't the point though. He brought that up, and then I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, which band are you in? And he's like, oh, I'm in Boston Manor, and I was like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have even asked that. I just felt like such a dick being like, who are you?
Yeah. What are your credentials here?
Because I was literally like, what it was like. I was like, what band are you in? Which one are you in? He's like, oh, Boston Manor. I was like,
Though it is, especially if there's like 5 bands there, it is really kind of hit or miss.
yeah. And Logan, and I said as Logan, I'm like, I really wish I didn't say. He's like, no, you're fine. He's like, he didn't take it the wrong way. And I was just like, but I felt like he was just like, oh, you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
Not like in a way of like, oh, you don't know who I am,
Yeah.
but just like oh, you don't really know who you're talking to right now.
Oh yeah.
But it was just funny. Fucking, they're the nicest.
I thought of another one of my favorite Christmas stories.
Let's hear it, and then we can move on.
So basically, this was whenever I was working, so it's not like a family thing. I think
Okay.
I've told you this maybe before, or maybe you saw it a while ago. It was whenever I was like 17, working at Firebirds. Christmas Eve.
Okay. You had to work Christmas Eve?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
and some dude comes in an hour early for his A-top reservation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Some dude comes in, rings a bell.
Ding dong.
Comes in an hour early for his A-top. We are booked to the brim. Nobody has moved. People are spending a lot of time sitting down at these tables, like over 2 hours, over 2.5 hours of sitting at the same table with the same group of people. Nobody come in,
It's
nobody
Christmas
leave.
Eve.
It's Christmas Eve. Everybody's families are in town. They want to, catch up and stuff like that. Nobody's moving, especially, and so the table that we had reserved for them, we're anticipating that they would have gotten up sooner. That's not the case. They've been there for 3 hours. They came in at 5. It's almost 8 o'clock now.
Jeez.
Or it's 7 o'clock.
They're opening
And
presents.
we were hoping that they would be out by 8 o'clock, which is whenever this guy's A-top reservation is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to seat more people, directing people to the open bar and directing people to sitting down up here because we don't have reservations for up here, so you can sit
Mhm.
down and still get the food. We're basically reservation only in the back. Nobody's moving. Like literally, we can't move many people in and out. So he keeps coming up. His wife comes up. He comes back up. He comes back up. Multiple times, just checking to see on
So
the time.
it's still not even 8 o'clock
It's
yet.
not 8 o'clock yet.
Okay. That's the
So like
important part.
8:03 rolls around, and guy comes up and he's like, "Is our table ready?" And he's like, and I'm like, "No, sir. Unfortunately, nobody's moved." And he's like, "Okay, well, you're a little piece of shit, and I should have been seated by now." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "That's absurd." So I just went to the back and like told my manager that, and he's like, and he handed this, and he's like, "You can have this. Have a great night, or have a Merry Christmas or whatever." Or didn't even say anything. He just handed it to me. I was like, "Here you go. Take this back," and then left with his family, who had been, like camping the bar for an hour basically because I couldn't seat them. Turns out, he said, like, Merry Christmas, you little piece of shit. And I said, all right, Merry Christmas, as he was walking out. Told my manager that. And
What did he hand you?
like the pager.
Oh, okay.
And so turns out that guy was Missouri Representative Bob Onder.
That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, it was his wife who made the reservation. So, and then I tweeted at him, "Merry Christmas from your favorite little piece of shit,"
Mm-hmm.
and he blocked me.
Aw,
Yeah,
poor guy. Is he still a representative?
I think so.
Oh, let's look him up. What'd you say his name was?
Bob
what?
Onder.
Bonder. Bobonder. Bob.
O
Yeah,
N D E R.
I completely. Oh, what is it again? Onder. I completely forgot about that story. Like, completely forgot about it. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, this guy looks like a man version of a Karen.
Yeah,
Oh,
really cool
boy.
guy.
Oh.
He had some pretty cool stories
There's
to say.
his wife. Did his wife say anything?
She had black hair, right?
Did his wife
Yeah.
say anything?
No,
No.
that was the thing, is that it was under her name,
Oh, jeez.
and so it was kind of like, it was kind of like, how would I know who the fuck you are? If I didn't, I'm not able to vote.
How did you end up finding out who he was?
So I looked up the name. I looked up the wife's name, and I was like, why did he know? Why did he expect me to know who the fuck he was?
Do you think he thought?
Yeah, he kind of had that like arrogance about him,
Mhm.
where he was just like, you don't know who I am.
Oh, I see.
And I think he, during one of the times where he came up, he had mentioned something like, oh, you don't know who I am? Kind of. And I was like, no, I don't. And that pissed him off even more. So, yeah, that was not one of the reasons why I didn't want to work there anymore, but there were a lot more. But
Yeah.
there was quite a few. I think Valentine's Day did me in for it.
His current term ends on January 24th, 2023.
Yeah, he got
He assumed office on January 12th, 2015.
good job.
Religion, Catholic.
No way.
Profession, medical doctor.
Yeah, he had like 7 kids with him.
Bachelor's at Washington University, graduate at Washington University, law at St. Louis University, PhD at Washington. His base salary is $35,000 a year. He's definitely making more than that.
Yeah, there's no way he's not just making that.
If he has 70,000 kids, then he's definitely making more than that. Making a lot more kids, too. Fight Obamacare. Protect innocent human life. Wonder what that's about. Any guesses? Wow, what a little piece of shit.
Little interesting little trivia for everybody who's listening. That's a real story.
Yeah, no,
It's a real story. I did not make that up.
I know you didn't. Let's see if we can find out how tall he is.
He was about 6 feet. He was over 6 feet tall.
Height. He looks pretty short to me. Uh-oh, I don't know if it's gonna tell me his height. He's not well known enough to get his height.
No.
Yeah, 6 children. Allison Onder. This is all public information. 59 years old. Old ass.
Boomer.
Boomer alert. Really want to find his height, but I can't.
I think he was about 6. I think he was at like 6 feet or 6'1". He wasn't like super duper tall, but
Immigration reform in 2008 under authored and sponsored HB 1549, a piece of legislation that was described as some of the strongest legislation in the country to fight illegal immigration by Missouri Republicans. Abortion. Onder also supported
Missouri really close to the border.
Yeah, exactly. Very. Onder also sponsored legislation that would have strengthened Missouri's informed consent before abortion statute. That included requiring abortion clinics to allow women the opportunity to view an ultrasound of the fetus.
That is the most traumatizing thing.
The bill also criminalized coercing, thank you, a woman to have an abortion through abuse, violence, or threats.
I'm pretty sure it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Interesting. I don't know how that just fell. Oh well. I don't want to crash this. I don't want to crash your. It also shipped in that box. Isn't that kind of weird?
Was there any like stuff, packing peanuts or anything?
No, it shipped in this box.
Well, I guess that's what the air is for in the bags of chips.
I know, but like, why wouldn't they double box it? I think that's kind of weird that they would ship it in that box.
That,
Anyways.
well, especially because it's such a well-known brand now. So
Well,
they could steal
exactly.
it.
That's why I was like, oh, because I was like, nobody's gonna steal it, whatever. Anyways, fuck Bob Onder. He can go fuck himself. We also just, speaking of Christmas, we also just recorded a little skit type thing that may or may not have been brought up in the last episode and went nowhere with Gavin. God bless him, but he ended up really liking it. We had a lot of fun with it. So maybe next week, maybe by the time you hear next episode, it'll be up by then. I'm hoping. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to edit it, but I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah,
Maybe
so
get
that was a
bored
lot
in
of
your-
fun.
Get bored in your fight, edit it.
Well, I'm thinking about that. I might end up editing on my flight. I don't like doing that, just because there's not much room
Yeah.
to begin with. Yeah,
Get
so
a bigger boat.
get a bigger plane. I
So-
also don't like editing. I would have to edit with the trackpad too, and nightmare
Nightmare fuel.
for the plane.
Nightmare.
So once that comes out, we'll let you guys know and get everybody to check it out, and
Because it's funny.
because it's hopefully funny.
All
Hopefully
right.
funny.
What are you
Gavin-
going to mention now?
Well, I think we should talk about what we're listening to and get the fuck out of here because you need to go home. It's almost 11 o'clock. Well, I guess you're off tomorrow, so
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
really
off
give
tomorrow.
I don't really give a fuck. Nanner.
All right. So this week, I am listening to, because I didn't get to do it.
I didn't get to do it.
I didn't get to do it 2 weeks ago. No, I was kidding.
I bet I did.
I am listening to Red Hand Akimbo by Paris, Texas. Carson had brought this my attention whenever I had originally brought up Paris, Texas, like after the
Texas.
show, like 2 months ago almost.
Yeah.
And this is a really good EP, and I think you should listen to it. It's kind of like metal and rap, and it's a very weird mix of styles, but they have what brought my attention to it was Force of Habit, which was on an Instagram ad, or is they promoted it obviously,
Yeah.
and then I was like, I really like this song, and then I showed it to Carson brought to the attention that they released an EP,
I
and
certainly
it's really
will.
good, and you should
It is.
definitely watch it listen to it. There's a couple really it's kind of funny because there's a couple things that make it sound like there's like an excerpt from like an anime or something, but it's just some guy that I think they
Yeah.
had, and I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't.
Carson, what are you listening to this week?
No, it's nice. I do like Paris, Texas. I'm not the biggest fan of this EP. I do like it, but also I think my music taste could adjust to it and probably end up liking it a lot. Well, Gavin, as I
Did you
mentioned,
also listen to The Wall? I recommended that.
no,
one.
I haven't.
That's
I need
okay.
to. I will though. Let me eat one finger. Which finger would you want me to eat?
My ring finger.
Your grandfather finger. As I mentioned last week on the Thanksgiving episode, as we call it here, I am going to be recommending for the Christmas season, not for the month of December. I will be recommending Christmas albums or Christmas songs, just Christmas music in general.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep it.
And so I will be doing that for the 4 weeks leading up to the Christmas special of our podcast. Gavin might join me for a few of those, or he might not. But my first Christmas recommendation for the first week of December is the album, or it is an album, but there's a specific word for it.
LP
No, what is it when like...
collaboration.
Yeah, when like a bunch of artists get together and make an album, but it's like all separate artists.
Collab?
A what?
Is it like a collab?
Yeah, but there's a different word I'm looking for, and I can't figure it out.
Coalition.
A co-op. I don't know. Anyway, so it's a collaboration album between a bunch of different bands and artists, called A Very Special Christmas from 1987. They've done 3 A Very Special Christmas albums, and this is the first one in the series. I like the second one as well, but I decided to go with the first one. Oh, actually, right here. Why did I not even think about that? I literally have it right here on tape. So, yeah, if you hear this, very special Christmas. And the main thing that drew me to this when I first found out about it is, first of all, I have a very special Christmas 2 T-shirt from when it came out. And what I like most about it is it has artwork by Keith Haring on it. Did you know that, Gavin?
I did see that.
It's got Keith Haring's artwork on it. Yeah, he did the artwork for it and, donated it to them and let them use it. And that's what drew me to it. But also, this album is just really, really good. It's got a bunch
Bon Jovi.
It does have Bon Jovi on it, and that song is not good.
No
It's got a bunch of good songs and also a few bad ones, like most collaboration
Stevie
albums
Nicks'
do.
Silent Night.
That also is god awful.
Really? No
garbage.
way.
It is
I would have never thought that a Stevie
fucking
Nicks by herself song would have been bad.
Silent Night. Like, literally, it's the worst.
I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus by John Mellencamp. Is that
That
any-
one's pretty good. Not one of my favorites. So my
Sting.
favorite, that one's decent, kind of weird. My favorite Christmas song,
It's an angel song.
my favorite Christmas song of all time is on this album. It is Winter Wonderland by the Arithmetics. It's got a, here, I'll play a couple noises from it. Hold on. I love that. Chick, chick, pow, pow. That's my favorite Christmas song of all time. Also has Do You Hear What I Hear by Whitney Houston, another great Christmas song. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas by the Pretenders, which is really good. Not a big fan of this. The Sting song's okay. Run DMC song's okay. Christmas Baby Please Come Home by U2, also good. Santa Baby by Madonna's good.
Did you fart?
Little Drummer Boy, it did not.
Do you smell it though?
Nope. I smelt it in my closet last time and nobody even farted. Silent Night by Stevie Nicks sucks ass. The Coventry Carol by Alison Moyet is really weird. Bon Jovi song sucks. The Bryan Adams Run Rudolph's fine. Yeah, it's just a really good, probably my favorite Christmas album, but we'll find out. And that's what I am suggesting this week for Christmas. Everybody, happy Christmas. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. It starts today, I believe.
I actually was gonna take a picture. Our hospital, which is mainly Catholic,
Oh.
had a little Jewish thing in it. Little Jewish.
Had a little Jewish thing in it.
little Jewish
Section?
area. Yeah,
What do you mean?
like in the peds
Huh?
department, there was like a little display of
The
Jewish
pizza department?
pediatrics.
Oh. Okay, that's cool. They
Yeah.
have a menorah.
Yeah, they did have a
Do they have
menorah.
one
and it was
candle
like
lit?
it was like
Lit a-
keep
well, no, yeah.
calm and
Jewish on.
dreidel on.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Well, shout out to all of our Jewish fans who are celebrating Hanukkah. Give me one of your 8 presents, huh? There's enough for you to share. And give me some matzo ball soup and
Give him some borscht.
some brisket. Well, folks, I think that's just about all we got for you today on this episode of the It Takes All Kinds podcast. Gavin, I will let you close it up before we go live from New York next week. Trying to pull my finger off. You think I can
Well,
do it?
everybody, thanks for listening to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 39.
Almost to 40.
Halfway to 40.
You know what that means.
Thanks for listening to our first Christmas episode. And anything else you'd like to add, Carson?
Going on to eat.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Goodbye, bye.